Hey YouTube, Rail here. So development has been a little bit slow this week, but I didn't want to miss the weekly devlog update here, so I decided that we could do something a little bit different than the code demos we've done before, and instead we'll look at the game design document for the game here. Let's actually, can we increase the size on this? This looks pretty bad on the screen here. Let's see. Off to a fantastic start here, aren't we? Reading mode. Well, let's see what we can find. Okay, so it just doesn't work with the scroll bar. Yeah, there we go. I think that's good. Let's gets it out of the way of my head. There we go. I said scroll bar, scroll wheel. So this is our simple game design doc. I'm basing it off of this simple game concept document template that I found. I'll include a link to where I found it in the description of the video if you want to get this for yourself. So yeah, let's go through what we've got here. So Revelation Disk Pattern Select. This is a weird name. We're intentionally going with a weird name because this is going to be a weird game, and we just want to keep things consistent and get people that want to play a weird game. We're going to, so concept statement, select a world, load in with your team, leave the data port and survey the area, locate data cubes, build and defend while your team unpacks the data and loads it up, get back to the data port alive with your data. Analyze the data you collected and create new weapons and equipment. Might even find a way to get out of this place. Select a world again. It's going to be a battle royale type of game, extraction shooter a little bit, exploration type of game, discovery in the non-PvP zones of the world. So we want to get FPS fans, people that are playing Ark, people that are playing the new Marathon game, uh, competitive Minecraft fans. I know that there's a lot of people that play competitive games in Minecraft, lots of competitive voxel games. Maybe some PUBG people, maybe even some Fortnite people who are really into building and changing the environment while they're fighting. I think this game will have to be at least T for teen since we're going to have guns and shooting and violence like that. Probably primarily male in the 25 to 35 age range, I think. We need to do more market research. Definitely one of the things I need to put more time into. Unique selling points. An extraction shooter with an overall goal. Getting data cubes doesn't just give you money or new equipment, it reveals the story of how this computer world was created and why our world is trapped in the data cubes and why you are trapped in the computer. Base building allows you to store weapons and recover from small loss, and low-level single-player worlds give you a low-attention, low-energy investment way to build up after a larger loss by pumping that easy-to-get lower-quality data into your blueprints of the things that you lost, so you can build them back up again without having to go out into the world to get every single little thing. It gives players the option of high investment, high attention, high risk and reward gameplay, going out into those PvP areas where you can lose equipment, but also where you're much more likely to find unique data that'll give you new blueprints and let you get stronger. And then we'll also have that comfortable, low risk, low but consistent reward gameplay. You can go to areas that have lower population or even areas that are totally single player. Absolutely no one can get in there and mess with you. So you're going to be able to get some kind of data and build yourself back up. You don't always have to put in a big risk. You don't always have to get that big loss. So this will, I think, help players stick around in the game after their first big loss instead of just dropping it. So player experience and game POV. The player is a user that can take control of characters called programs to explore and gather resources and fight other players for area control. We'll get into exactly what those programs are later down here. The setting is a data storage computer with worlds that are built out of the data that's stored here in the computer. Fantasy is to explore, become stronger, get to understand the world, and become proficient in it until you get your understanding is enough you can eventually escape this computer back to the real world. I want the player to feel discovery through finding new worlds, new equipment, new lore, creation and crafting and creativity through base building, and victory and a feeling of skill and mastery over the systems through winning fights and capturing territory in the PvP areas and the more dangerous parts of the game. Discovering new lore and new words, new blueprints, new things that you can build is the main driving force. Unlocking new weapons and equipment gives more immediate rewards, and building them out, you get a second uh, weapon of one you just lost. You feel that immediate reward to get back into the game. So we're going to have simple voxel worlds with PS2 graphics, simple polygon models with textures used to show facial expressions and object details, Infiniminer inspired world design with a shift towards Tron, Mega Man Legends inspired character designs, simple audio from players interacting with the world, so hitting a block, getting a data block, footsteps, your gun shooting. Those are all going to be audio cues, so you'll know if there's someone running up on you. You'll know, you hear your team opening data cubes behind you, or you hear gunshots from behind you. So I think a lot of music, even any music, would interfere with that. So no music in the combat worlds. We'll have some simple calming background music in the base world. So the player is a human trapped in a computer world. A team of data recovery programs opens the data cube holding the player. The player is the first active user that has been found in the system. Every other user found was inactive, just a collection of memories that they mined for data, like any other data cube. As a first user, the player has the ability to read and learn and invent, unlike the data recovery programs that found the player. They're stuck with the equipment that they start with until you come along. If the player can keep finding new information and new tools, there's hope they can make it back to the real world and figure out what happened and why it seems like the only thing left of the world is these data cubes. The fantasy is living in and adapting to the computer's world, helping your programs progress and get stronger, learning about the history of the computer world and the real world, and creating new weapons and equipment to further that exploration. The player will be able to give orders to units as well as drop in directly to control them. So you get kind of that commanding an army fantasy as well as that skilled direct control skill and mastery fantasy. Monetization, the premium purchase. If there's a lot of demand for it, or to be frank, if the studio needs to, then we'll have cosmetic options, but that'll primarily be for in your base. I want people to be able to identify your power level, if you've got a good gun, if you've got a high health level, if you've got good shields, if you've got lots of equipment on your character. I want that all to be visually available so you can read that. And if you have cosmetics and transmogs, it takes away a lot from your ability to read another player's loadout and how far they've advanced in the game and to know if you really want to engage with them or not. So primarily we'd probably have in-base cosmetics, so you could put your character in different clothes for just inside of your base, and if you have a friend at your base, they'll be able to see you in your outfit there. And maybe some cosmetic in-base items, like, I don't know, a stained glass lamp or dresser or something like that, but only if absolutely necessary. I think it's better for those things to come in the game. And absolutely no paying for power, no buying guns or equipment, but purely be cosmetics and only if necessary. Primary platform is going to be PC. If there's a strong demand, we could port to PlayStation, Xbox, Switch. This game is not going to take a lot of processing power or a lot of graphical power to run, so I'm certain we can get it to run on these platforms if the demand is strong, if people want it. I know this game is probably going to attract a lot of people that are primarily PC, so I think that that will be primarily where our main platform will be PC, primarily where we will get our players. There's going to be essentially two core loops: world exploration and combat, and then base building and equipment creation. So we'll go through world exploration and combat. So you're going to select a world just with a number. That'll be like the address of the world. Different address ranges will generate different kinds of worlds. We'll get into that later on in another video. So from that number, it'll generate a small voxel world. The same address will make the same world every time, so you'll have to go through different addresses to get different worlds, but there'll be a system to manage that for you. If you can interact with it as much as you like, or just use the system to select new world or previous world. Player will load in with their selected programs and their equipment loadouts into a special world area called a data port. Only the player's programs can enter. This is your safe zone, your extraction zone. The player will either personally control a program to explore the world, or they can issue simple orders to the team. In the world, there will be data cubes that will be filled with text. Data cubes will come in 3 sizes, and you must match the size to the program type. So we're going to talk a little bit about these characters here. I think that's what our next videos are going to be, is a deep dive into each one of these characters and some early art for them. So Kib is going to be one purple square on the cube, on the voxel. It's just going to be a kilobyte, essentially. Kibolite is going to be the programs that can open those. They're little 1x1 voxel creatures. They can quickly drill through blocks. They use pistols for weapons. They kind of are like a combination between a dog and a porcupine and a power drill. They're going to be fun to draw. So our next size up for these data blocks is megabytes. Those need to be accessed by Megalin or Byron. These are going to be, I think these will probably be the characters that people will be spending the most time in. They're going to be 3 voxels tall and 1x1, so they'll like a Minecraft character is 2 voxels tall. They'll just be a little bit taller than that. Can equip the most tools for movement. There'll be like jets that they can equip and shields they can put on their arms, as well as the guns that they can do, grappling hooks. They're just going to a really movement-based character. It's able to do everything pretty well. They're the ones that can build the most quickly. They can build stairs and platforms, and they can just put down like a 3x3 block to put a wall up. This is, I think, where we're going to get a little bit of that Fortnite style play. They use long barrel weapons, rifles, shotguns, no sawed-off shotguns, just long barrel shotguns, sniper rifles. Our next size up is Gigabyte. We have Gigery, who is huge. He is 3x3x3, so he's going to have a hard time getting into most places without a little bit of planning, a little bit of thinking. He's kind of like a mobile support type of character. So if Kib or Megalin or Byron, if they have their data storage full, they can run up to Gigery, download the data into him, and that allows them to clean out an area and keep all the data in Gigery, so you don't have to make multiple trips back and forth to the data port unless you find a really big chunk of data cubes. So yeah, he can equip radar to help you get more view of the field, health dispensers, ammo dispensers. He can revive characters if he has the right equipment. He uses explosives to attack, so like grenades, rocket launchers, mines that can quickly clear out space to help his huge 3x3x3 self get through areas and reach the objectives. So you get the right character to the data cube, download that data cube. Then once you're full, or if things get too shooty, too much pressure on you, get back to your data port to download data. And then you can extract out of the world entirely, get your data back safe, or if there's still an objective you want to get in this world, you can go ahead and run back out into the world and go through the process of getting the right program to the data cubes. So then once you extract, you will be able to go back to your base. So you can examine your data, decide what to do with it. Each chunk of data is going to stay in a list for you. You can decide what to do with it. You can read through, you can read the data. So if you've got a blueprint, which is another thing you can do at your base, you can combine words that you have into blueprints, like the word grapple and the word hook, and put them together, and you've got a blueprint for a grappling hook. The blueprint will have a certain size, like, I don't know, 170 kilobytes. So you would have to read data that you've gotten then into that blueprint and fill it up. Once it's full, it'll create that equipment that you can then use for Megalyn or Byron. You can put a pattern on the data. The pattern can be just unknown, looking for any word that you don't have yet, and it'll get that first word out. Or if there's specific words that you want, you say that you know that you lost your blueprint, you can't make another grappling hook, so you're like, okay, so I'll pattern select grapple, and then I'll pattern select hook, and you'll have a certain percentage of success. If it's a passage that you've seen before, you can know for certain what your pattern select output will be. So then you can build up blueprints, or if you want two blueprints so that you can make two grappling hooks at a time, you can do that, or try and get new words out of it. And then if you don't need to do anything with that data, you can compress it, and that'll let you keep it as a data cube. You can keep it in your base, and trade, you can pick it up, and there'll be area you can find where you can trade data. You can sell it to get money that you can trade for other words and data points that are at the traders area. And like I was talking about before, you collect and research words, or you collect words and research how you can put them together to unlock blueprints, fill them up, use new words. So like you could make a bank to store your credits at home. A vault would allow you to store even more. Yeah, so we're still working on the game design document, but I thought this was a good way to explain more about the game, as well as get these ideas down for my reference too. So yeah, that's all for today. Hope you liked it. Have a good one. Like and subscribe.